Well, welcome to our final week. This is week 5 of Muffin Month, and today we are making double chocolate muffins. Now, if you've missed any of our other muffins, go ahead. I've linked to them down below, or you can also find them up here. You're not going to want to miss any of them. Now, these double chocolate muffins are the perfect way to satisfy a chocolate craving. They come together in minutes, and they are full of chocolate. So, join me in the kitchen as we make small batch recipes with big taste. All right, one of the things I love about these muffins, because they are a muffin, you can justify eating them for breakfast, right? Or for brunch, or they'd be perfect for an afternoon snack with a cup of tea. They are delicious. So to start with, we're gonna start though with our dry ingredients, and we're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. We're gonna use 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking powder, and then we're gonna add in cocoa powder, and I am using unsweetened cocoa powder. You wanna use a good quality because this is what's gonna give you all that chocolate flavor along with the chocolate chips. And I am gonna use 4 tablespoons. Now, if you want a little less chocolate, I've made these with 2 tablespoons. They're just not quite as chocolatey. So I'm gonna use 4 today. All right. And then we'll just go ahead and toss those dry ingredients together. So now we're ready for our wet ingredients. Now in this particular muffin recipe, I am going to use a mild flavor oil. I'm using vegetable oil. You could use canola oil. And the reason, there's a very specific reason why I'm using oil instead of melted butter, which I've used in all my other muffin recipes. And I'm just using a 1/4 cup. Because this muffin recipe has cocoa powder in it, and cocoa powder has a tendency to absorb a lot of moisture, so I find that by using oil you end up with a much moister muffin than if you use butter. Now if you want, you can totally use butter, also just melt your butter, but just know that your muffins are going to dry out a little bit quicker and easier than they will if you use vegetable oil. All right, and then I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of granulated sugar. 6, all right. And then I'm going to grab, I'm still on my trusty little scooter, you can see right here. I'm actually filmed 2 videos in one day. I did explain in that other video that I fell and fractured my fibula. I'm going to the doctor today to hopefully maybe get a boot so that I can actually walk on it. So keep you posted, see what happens. But we're gonna just mix that together. Now I do like to have, I'm gonna add in now 1 egg. I like to have my egg at room temperature, just helps it incorporate easier and quicker. And then we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons. I am using today plain Greek yogurt, but you could also use sour cream if that's what you have. Either works just fine. I use them interchangeably. We're gonna add in 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of milk. Again, I'm using just what's in my fridge. I think this is 1% today. All right. Go ahead and get those wet ingredients all mixed together. All right, we're ready to add those wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. I've made a little well there in my dry ingredients to pour my wet ingredients into. And then again, we're just gonna mix it just until those dry ingredients are totally absorbed and incorporated. Oh, and then we have one final ingredient to go in that's gonna make this our double chocolate muffins. All right, and that ingredient, you guessed it, chocolate chips. I'm using a semi-sweet chocolate chip. You could totally use dark or milk chocolate, and I even think a white chocolate would be really yummy in these. And then just stir to get those mixed in. All right, we've got our muffin tin ready. I have lined it with cupcake liners. If you don't have cupcake liners, just give it a good spray with some nonstick baking spray. And I'm using, this is my muffin scoop, cupcake scoop. It is 1/3 of a cup. I'll link to it down below. And we're gonna go ahead and fill these. And I like to fill them all the way. We're gonna get 4 really nice size muffins out of this. We're gonna fill them all the way to the top. All right, now if you've watched any of my other muffin videos, you know my little muffin trick for a nice tall muffin. We're going to my oven is preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna put these in for 5 minutes. Then we're gonna leave the muffins in, turn the heat down to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake them for about another 9 to 10 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Now, because of the chocolate chips in there, you may end up with a little melted chocolate chip on, but you'll be able to tell by the top that they'll be dry and they will bounce back when you. And all you have left to do is to cool and enjoy. Of course, I like to eat these chocolate muffins while they are still a little bit warm, because then those chocolate chips inside are nice and ooey and gooey. These would be perfect with a glass of cold milk. Now, this concludes Muffin Month, but if there's another muffin recipe you would like to see in small batch form, go ahead, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to do it in the future. I'm gonna break these open just so you can see all that chocolate yumminess inside. So good. So thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. Make sure you check out my other muffin recipes, and I'll see you in the next video.